Okay, so here we are. We're back to our 3D puzzle. All 7 pieces are back. And look what we ended up with. It's a firewall to a 76 Ford Bronco. It's kind of neat whenever, the first Bronco I did, of course, it was, way before the Bronco craze. I did my very first Bronco, and it was at this level too. Every panel had to be replaced, and the kits were a little bit more Neanderthal-like, meaning very primitive. There's a whole lot more trimming and shaping and things like that. And the more exposure these builds get, the more information you can get from the internet, YouTube and such, and forums and things. But remember, for every right way that you can find on the internet, there's going to be 50 wrong ways. So please do your homework. Really do your research. There's a company that I saw on YouTube, and I have to give props. I think the company is, or the YouTube channel or whatever is RMI or something like that. I'll go back and look, but they, watching them do the builds was really neat, and I got some really good tips. And video's a video. I mean, I'm hitting and missing a couple things here that you guys are more than welcome to hop on the channel, Hassler Restoration and Consulting, and ask me questions. By the way, Luke, I hope the carburetor worked out for that unique ride that you've got. But anyway, just do your research and keep it simple, but really cover your bases. So what I've done here is I've got it all back assembled. Now let me show you a little tip and trick that I've done. Before I took it apart to punch all the welds, you notice how I've got circles around the heads of my self-tapper screws. And that was so that whenever I took this panel off, I didn't want to drill out that self-tapper screw because I wanted to use that for reference to go into this panel. So, and you can see the little blue dots here and there. I just kind of put them there as a reference as to, hey, remember, this is where you want to do your hole punch. They're about 3.5 inches apart. It is a 5/16 plug hole. And I use a drill bit and a drill. Some people have these nice air hole punchers, and I've used them. But I just get a heck of a lot more versatility if I just stick with my 1/8 inch drill bit for a pilot hole and then drill my 5/16. Here we go again. To each their own though. There's many different ways. There's a few ways to do it right. There's a lot of bad ways, a lot of wrong ways. But here we go again. Self-tapper went right back in there. That referenced this panel to this panel. And then right here, you see I almost messed up because I put my blue dots here, like that's where I wanted to put my holes. But when you go around here, I've got them to where I'm going to be putting them here. Okay? So just cover yourself. Now what I'm going to do now, hang on. What I'm going to do now is, remember this is the midsection and this is square to the frame. So I am going to square the firewall to the floor pan. And by doing that, I'm going to take this, I'm going to try to attempt this crude opportunity. Right here where my windshield mounts, I'm going to take from that position all the way diagonal to this position. And of course, from that point over to the equal but opposite reference point. If I get the same measurement between those two diagonal measurements, the top of that cow can't help but to be square with the rear midsection of this body. So that's what I'm going to do next. And I'm also going to do that's a cross reference, by the way. I'm also going to do a length measurement from the very same point here all the way up to here. I'm going to check my length. Then I'm going to go over there and I'm going to check my length. So if both sides are the same length, and by doing a cross measurement, I get equal measurements and it's square, then I'm going to feel pretty good about welding these sections together. So hang in there. I hope this helps. Please ask any questions. Here's a little tip before I leave. These right here, these are just old floor mats. Okay. Now in an earlier video, whenever we were doing the frame, I put these Wild Horses shock hoops on here. And it's all painted and pretty and it's ready to rock and roll. But I've got these old floor mats out of cars and I just put them on the places that I need to have protected. You know, nothing too fancy. So really helps to protect the work that you've already got into your project. So I'll see you. I'm going to put the helmet on. I'm going to tune in a little Limp Bizkit, maybe I don't know, anything associated with that. Maybe we probably ought to have a little bit of Rage Against the Machine, and we'll get this welded up. So stay tuned. I'll show you the finished product.